Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Great Nerdcast. I'm your host, Logan or Commander Norm, and my co host, who is right next to me, Joseph or Reaper Gaming. And we have two special guests today.
I'm not sitting next to you.
Derailed already. Did not take long at all. Took a whole 30 seconds.
Not even making it more than 5 seconds.
You don't have to be this way. Lane,
I'm
David.
sorry, I had to point it out.
I'm still recording this, by the way.
Oh, I'm aware.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? I know I already said your names, but introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'll go first, I guess. My name is Ghost Spartan. I am I'm a friend of both of these knuckleheads that are the host and co-host, and I am acquainted with the other person here.
Who are you?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
So
no,
he's a
I know
ghost.
you remember your name.
This is gonna be how I run. Hi, I'm Lane. I've known both of the hosts since college, and we've hung out, kept in contact, game every now and again, and yeah, I would
Nelly,
say
what's your
Wow, cut him
what
off.
is your sign or gamer tag or whatnot, so people can find you if you want new people to play with or something like that.
Most gamer tags I use is Avenger 1012 or variations of that. Um, on Twitch, I was known as Extinction Empire, and I don't stream much at all anymore, but I do have some stuff on YouTube if you were to check it out.
And you, Ghost Spartan, where can we
Okay.
find you at?
You can always find me at Ghost Bariton or Ghost Spartan. I go by those two. You can find me on YouTube with Ghost Spartan and Friends. I do not stream very often. I've been really in the bad habit of not streaming in general or posting clips. I do have a bunch in the work though, but none I've deemed worthy of putting out.
Alrighty then.
No Spartan friends.
Alrighty then. So we are going to be asking you guys some questions. Just kind of get you guys feel comfortable talking on here.
Do you want to start with the one that you had before we started, or do you want to start with with the icebreaker? Is it icebreaker? It's icebreaker.
Where's the
I
type
could start.
Watch out.
I could start. So since that this is a gaming based podcast, how did you guys got introduced to, well, besides to us, but introduced to, like, say, any consoles or any friends that you have gone over, or how did you meet up through games or anything of the sort?
David, you want to go first?
So you want to go first, but if you want me to go, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a couple of friends I've met through online gaming. I mostly play Halo Wars 2, and that's how I met one of my good friends, M Frost 96, through playing Halo Wars. Originally, I wasn't very good at the game, so he taught me how to play and introduced me to my other friend, Ark, who Arkham Hero, and well, me and him have been just buddy buddy since I want to say 2018, 2017. It's been a while since I've known the two.
Lane, would you want to
And
go?
I've only met.
Gotta go. He's had to. He done run.
The gods have said no.
How dare? I met like I said earlier.
He's back.
Oh.
The Ghost Spartan's return.
Back.
I know. I keep hitting the exit button by accident because I'm keep getting Discord notifications from other people.
It's all right, man.
I need to keep that from happening.
Should we go down the list based off name? Mine's right underneath David's. Should I go?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I met Commander Norm in middle school. I always thought he was a weird guy. You know, he's like it's not that vibe of being weird. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely.
I tend to do that. I tend to be a very weird guy. I will
You
admit.
do. You do. I mean, you and Colin were both weird, but
Well,
besides the point.
well, I would have to say that our friend Colin, which really cool guy, and also very smart.
Oh yeah, he's really cool.
I would have to say
I wouldn't even say he's very smart. I would say he's extremely smart.
yes. I would have to say that out of the two of us, he was probably the weirder one on some occasions. On some occasions.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, Extinction Empire, aka Lane.
Hi.
I met him in college through
Ali.
Norm. Him and I went to school for how many months?
Honestly, I met you like at the beginning, so I would say like it was for a year or two.
About a year or two, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That was back in like
and then-
2018, right?
And then with Ghost Spartan, aka David, back in was it 2019 or 2020 when I bought my Xbox One?
It was before then. Because Darth Vader was the one that introduced you and me together.
Darth
Well,
Vader.
yeah, but I didn't start playing Xbox with him until after I got my Xbox. So I want to say it was like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I want to say it was like October of 2018 because I didn't go to college at the time. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
no, so-
okay, well, I'm going to college. I bet.
I met
But I've
David
known.
through Xbox through Darth Vader, and that's where I also ended up meeting up with another friend of ours, ODST. ODST, I actually used to go to elementary school with. Fun fact, if I remember correctly, I went to elementary school with Commander Norm because he went to a school that I went to. I actually have the yearbook from there, by the way.
I do
And I
not
found
remember
your picture,
this.
and oh my God.
He says that we have
We
met,
weren't in
but
the same class. We just went to the same school.
I do not remember meeting him. I do not. I did not hit her.
I
Well-
never met you. I just said we went to the same school.
I do not remember this. I did not hit her. I did not. This is bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi,
I
Mark.
did not.
Teacher, I call
Oh, hi,
bullshit.
Mark.
Uh,
Oh, hi, Mark.
actually, me and
I got a water bottle.
Lane actually went to school together.
Yeah, we went to Madeira High for. You graduated 2017 too, didn't you?
No, I graduated 2018.
2018, right?
I am still the same age as you. I just got held back.
Right. I couldn't remember what year you graduated because I knew that happened.
Okay, so should we go to the next topic?
Lane hasn't mentioned anything yet.
Oh, right. Lane has not. I am sorry, Lane.
Right. Sorry, we got so
I
sidetracked. Well,
We're finished.
yeah.
The freaking Goons podcast. By the way, shout out to the Goons.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
to the goons.
But yeah, no. I met Logan and Joseph in college. I met David in high school originally.
Yeah,
we
and it
didn't
was
hang out
only
too much.
Yeah, no, and the only person that introduced you to me was Zane.
Right, it was Zane. I was trying to remember if it was Zane or someone else, but it was Zane.
Freaking Zane.
It was Zane
Yeah.
and Christian.
Yeah, and then we graduated and we didn't speak really at all after that. And then Joseph kind of brought us all around together again through airsoft
Right.
and other things and gaming.
Yeah.
I know for me, I know for me was meeting up with Lane. I met him like by the second semester, like fully like had an actual conversation with him by like the second semester of college, like when I had
And
first
that
started
was-
college, because I
And
remember
that was only because I went into the game room, wasn't it? Or was
No,
that
this was-
were we in the
this was in the
cafeteria?
cafeteria.
Cafeteria. That's right. I can't remember which came first.
I this was in the cafeteria where we were. I think it might have been raining. I have no idea if it was raining or not. Uh,
Odds are it was raining.
odds are it was
Mother,
raining.
Mother Nature's scary.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But
The year
like,
we met, it rained a lot.
oh yeah, it rained
Right?
like I remember. This is slightly changing the topic. I had remembered one year when I was in high school. I was in marching band. I was having to go and going to perform in a competition. It was pouring down rain like for 4 days straight, and I was having to be in a competition there, competing for about 3 of those days in the rain. My shoes
You.
being soaking up with all the forms of water and everything, and it was like by the last day of like the competition afterwards when I got home, my feet felt like they were on pins and needles. Like I could not just walk on my feet at all. It hurt.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is nature sucks.
Oh yeah.
Until you
Hey,
get into
Loki,
real
that's scary.
nature like I did in the Azores. That's real nature. Beautiful over there.
Yeah. Well, also another moral of the story. Don't drive in
Right, move
snow
on to the
without
next.
proper protection.
Yeah,
Rain
Yeah, I
up
know. I
people.
learned that the hard way.
Same.
Driving
Logan
along
learned that the hard way.
in
How many cars have
worst
you gone through now, Logan?
snowstorm in Utah history.
Yeah, I had learned that
Definitely that.
I definitely had learned that the hard way. Driving up, going to work, going to Yosemite or going up to the location closer to Yosemite. Yeah, no, that sucks. Uh,
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next topic, Logan?
yeah, yeah. Shoot the question.
So, as all four of us know, we all worked retail. All right.
Yeah.
So, with that being noted, we all worked retail. Have any of you guys ever experienced a Karen? If so, what happened during the situation, or what happened to that Karen afterwards?
Uh,
So, if Lane was laughing, Lane, do you want to start, or do you want someone else to go ahead? Go.
I kind of do. It's a very humorous story in the sense that of what I wanted to yell, but chose not to because I like getting paid.
And by the way, Lane and I both used to work at the same exact store.
We did. I still
Um,
there. He left for
I
better greener
quit.
pastures.
Yeah, I went to another job.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, though. So, Lane, go ahead.
Yeah, you became that
So
Taco Bell manager.
so I am the retail store I work for. It has a deli, and I typically my main thing is I fry chicken. Well, come one day, it was busy as all hell, and we just had a huge rush hit, and all the chicken was wiped out. There were no tenders, no fried chicken, no nothing. I barely had just put in potato wedges and some sauced wings, like barbecue wings, and I was busy frying up the eight piece, like 8 piece of fried chicken, and I got pulled away from frying it. I had barely started it to go help this older lady in the front. She was maybe in her 70s, and she was asking for chicken breasts. And I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I only have a couple of pieces of dark meat and one wing. I don't have enough for a full 8 piece or any breasts. I can get you some thighs if you want." She's like, "Well, where are the chicken breasts?" And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like I said, we don't have any right now. It'll probably be like 20 minutes for me to have some more. But I see there's chicken right here. I want the chicken breasts." "Ma'am, I'm sorry. That's a thigh. Those aren't chicken breasts. Can I get you anything else? I have some tenders that are in the fryer." And she cut me off, and we get back and forth. At one point, I got so heated. All my coworkers around me were like, basically, like if you could picture like a kids cartoon when two people are arguing, and you turn the
Arguing?
camera around. Is arguing. And you turn the camera around, and there's a crowd of people with phones watching the whole conversation go down. It's basically like that. I turn to my left, and I see my manager. I see my two of my coworkers in the front, and I turn to the behind me, and one of the people in the back is literally doing the creepy, like the creeper crawler, hands around the wall, looking over the corner to see what's going on.
Was that
And
Cameron?
no, it wasn't Cameron. It was someone else.
Oh.
But I then turned around because she saw me looking around like I wasn't wanting to help her. I was like, well, if you're not going to help me get some chicken breasts, I just wanted this chicken right here. And I snapped my head towards her, and I had to bite my tongue physically because I almost shouted at this lady, we ain't got no chicken titties. Take your flat titties out of here.
Ugh.
Uh, that's just a funny
Oh my
story.
god.
It took so much in me not to yell at her because this whole conversation went on for like almost 10 minutes of us going back and forth. And mind you, that whole time I could have gotten her some chicken breast by that point.
Probably, yeah.
I probably could have gotten
Freaking
it to her by
Karens.
then. But she was so adamant that the chicken thighs that were in the case were chicken breasts. She wanted the ass, not the tits.
Well, we
No,
all
she
know
wanted
how
the
that what
thighs.
kind of person she is then.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's one of my more fun stories of Karens in retail. Fast food, I have a different story, but I'll say that for another day.
I'll
I
say that
thought we were
for like
able.
probably towards the end if we want to add more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say mine mostly come from fast food. I never had any crazy Karens when I was.
Well, I mean that's still considered technically retail because when you're working in fast food, technically you are selling a customer something, so technically it would be retail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Technically.
Uh,
technically, but
since
um,
that we started with Lane, we could probably go up the list by going to Joseph next.
Oh, I know you got
Oh,
some good
okay.
ones.
Oh, definitely.
I've been there for some of them.
Oh, goody.
So it necessarily wasn't even a Karen. It was more of like, what's the male alternative to a Karen? Is it a Bob
Jeff.
no, I can't.
Jeff.
or is it a Chad?
Kevin,
I would say
it's
Jeff.
a Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh,
Okay.
Kevin's good.
So and it wasn't even a customer. It was actually one of our coworkers.
Oh, I can already imagine who this might be.
I think Lane knows who this is, but I'm not going to say names because he is actually out there on social media, and I don't want this to get out to him.
Yeah.
So, my head manager had asked me to go do something, and I said, okay, yeah, sure. So he locked me up from the register. I used to be a cashier. He locked me up from the register, and he said, go ahead and go take care of this. Well, the front end manager of the day comes up and calls me up. And I go, what's up? I'm doing something for so and so. And he goes, well, I'm the front end manager. You listen to me. And I'm like, okay. But so and so told me I had to go and do this. He is the head supervisor of the day. You are below him. So he told me to go do something. I'm going to go do that. And he goes, no, you're getting in the register and you're going to stay there. I'm the front end supervisor. You listen to me. So I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. I'm just gonna get in the register. So I get back in the register, and like, not even like 20, 30 minutes later, one of our other coworkers, she wanted to go on break, but yet she couldn't. But she's also a manager at this point. So she had asked me to lock up and go and get her out. So I did. And I'm pretty sure Lane knows this story.
Yeah. I remember the story.
So I go and get her out. She goes and takes her break. She comes back and then she opens up. And she opened up behind me. So we were working and doing perfectly fine. Well, the same manager that got onto me for going off and doing something for my other manager comes up to my register and goes, why is she there and you're here? I told you to be there and her here. I'm like, well, I got her out so she can go to her break. And he's all like, well, who's the front end manager? And I'm like, she had to go on break. She's a manager. If anything, I can also ask her to go to break too. He goes, well, who's the front end manager? So I'm getting really pissed off and really heated. And he had power. He was power crazy, power hungry. I don't know if he's still like this. I hope he's not. But he sat there and kept going on and on and on about how who's the front end manager. Well, I looked at him straight in the face and said, I don't give a flying fuck if you're my foot's manager. I did something that I was asked to do. You can shut the fuck up, get out of my face, and let me deal with my customer. And he goes, well, we can go and take this up to the store manager. I'm like, do it. Go ahead. Go up there and get him. Bring him down here, and I will tell him the exact same thing I am looking at you and telling you. So shut the hell up and get the fuck out of my face. And he didn't say a word to me about cussing him out. Didn't say a fucking word. And so it was super funny because I stood up to him and he thought I wasn't going to.
That definitely sounds like a guy who
Yeah.
is a person who is a coward who's hiding behind the power that he thinks that he rightfully has when he really probably shouldn't.
Yeah. He shouldn't be manager. I don't know if he's still like this or not. I don't know. Lane can confirm or not. It's an
I don't deal with him because he's not my
Okay.
manager and not my department, so I couldn't really speak to it.
Yeah, probably. So I
Did
guess we
have
will go to
that
David now.
ODST. Oh, mine was actually when I was managing in a different state. For the restaurant I worked at, they would have me serve and manage at the same time. And most of the time, most of the servers would just leave and not come back in, or they would just be gone for the day, or just not show up and call in sick at the last minute. I didn't care, but I had to take tables by myself and cook because the cook was actually feeling ill, and I sent him home early. Um, and I had this person that was demanding me to seat them, and I'm dealing with a table of 20 and 5 tables of like 5 4s, big, not big tables, but not small tables either. And they were demanding that I take them first and take care of them. Let alone, I'm having to cook the food and serve it and take everybody's orders and make sure everybody's taken good care of, because that was always my thing, is if the customer's happy, everybody's happy.
Right.
So this person starts yelling and they demand the manager to come out to talk to them. And I straight up looked at them and said, I am the manager. I am the only person here. If you got a complaint with it, you can go.
Manager.
I know. I kind of was like, just like aggroed at them for it. And ironically, um, I had regulars that would come in all the time. And most of these guys were grizzled veterans and um, like just really tough, mean-looking guys, biker, old ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Marines. They all stood up and stared at this person and told them to either shut up and wait or to fucking leave. And if they don't do either, they're going to drag them outside.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
You definitely had you definitely had their back on you. Like they were helping you out on
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. No. And then I also had one time where a server got like super stressed out, and she had a panic attack because of another server yelling at her because it was his first day working, and there were no other servers that came in, and I'm trying to help out the cook in the back. So I had to deal with the guy yelling and being a complete jerk to everybody. The other server that yelled at the other server.
Right.
So yeah, there's those two. I have like 1,000 if you ever need more.
Not right now.
In the
Logan,
restaurant business, you kind of deal with them.
what do you got for us, Logan?
Well, I got a few. Well, I mean by a few, I mean like two. Um, One is based off from a customer. Now, for my job description, I'm a supervisor for my job. I'm my own department's manager. I work at a fuel station. Uh, I work at a Vaughn's fuel station. Not going to say which location, just going to say that this is the job that I am supervising on. Uh, I had a customer who was adamant on at the fuel pumps aren't wanting to work. Whenever they pay outside, they aren't going to be pumping their gas. Like they put the gas in, and like it's it's not just wanting to work, or like every little thing they
It's being complicated.
it's being complicated, and I I had this one person who came in. She was an older woman. She at our pumps we have a thing where if you put your card in, it could tell the difference from if it's a debit card or a credit card. And if it's a debit card, it will give you the cash price instead of the credit price. My fuel station is one of the few that actually does that, where it charges you the right price.
Must be freaking nice.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it is. And if you shop at Vaughn's, you get a discount if you get spend up to $100 for reward points. You can use those reward points to be able to get cheaper gas. Go fig. You get 10 cents off for each reward. Either way, this person, she was saying, yeah, I keep putting my card in, and every single time I put it in, it's not going to be doing anything. It's not working. It's not giving me the correct price. The price doesn't change. Like, every little thing that you can think of. Like, oh, the numbers aren't changing when I lift the handle or anything. It's like, when I put my card in, it's not clearing out. It's like, well, let me go out there and help you out. Can I see your card? Showed her to her face. Like, put the card in, take it out, give her the card back, lift up the handle, the price cleared, the number changed, stuck it into her vehicle, and pumped the freaking gas. It's like, is there any other questions that you're needing help with, or anything out of that is needing to help you out with anything else? Or is this all? And she was like, how were you able to do all of this without, like, I pumped gas for years, and this is, like, what did you do? Like, well, first of all, I went through the steps, I was paying attention, and I also made sure that the pump was inside your vehicle all the way. Like, there's a pressure plate right on the pump where if it's not pushing against your car, it's not going to be pumping the freaking gas. Now, I didn't say that harshly, but I did kind of incented it on it. Another one was my coworker, which she thought that she was all everything like bags and chips, like everything. Like she thought that she was all that. She thought that she was the new manager and everything. This was before I became the
What
manager.
kind of chips?
What was that?
What kind of chips?
Let's just say nacho cheese, nacho chips or something. I don't know. Anyways,
Why aren't they my chips?
well, shut up. I'm trying to tell a
Man,
story
tell
here.
the story,
Bruh.
damn it.
I'm trying to tell a
We
story
need to
here.
give each other a talking stick.
I'm
Give
trying-
the man his talking stick.
Yes, please. I need to have my talking stick. It's my time to talk.
Here, take it.
Yay.
You better bark with that talking stick, honestly.
Yeah. But she thought that she was all of that. Every single thing that she thought that she was able to do. I did not like working with her. I always try to make sure that I was working the closing shift, so I only had to deal with her for only an hour. She was always the opener.
Smart.
And she was thinking that she was doing everything that the manager should be doing, and she should be the new manager in the fuel station because she has the most experience on everything. Like, she was that kind of person. Like, she thought that she had work experience. She thought that she had everything. Like, I ended up learning everything literally, and like was supposed to be training for a day, like not a day, but for like 2 months, and literally in 2 days, and was circling around her. Well, there was one day where she was
Wow.
like, everyone in my department was having issues with her. I ended up talking to my boss. The next day, she ended up literally just up and quitting and was off her meds and everything. She was just like going ape shit. And the next day later, she tried getting her job back. It's like, yeah, nah, you were going ham hard crazy on like yelling at the manager and everything on everything that you can literally say, and you're expecting to get your job back. She literally,
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that doesn't tend to happen.
yeah, she literally had
It don't
like,
work like that.
no, it doesn't. Like, and like 7 to 8 months later, she ended up working like and somehow getting a job like at my store's competition store, working in the deli, where she isn't with seniority. She isn't with like any form of like things that she's able to do everything. Like no like past experience that will help out with her favor or anything like that. She's back to square one. So I was like, yeah, no, I think that's probably better off, and you're needing to have a talk to for a good while because, like,
Sucks to suck.
yeah, like
Eat
she,
shit, die. No, I was kidding.
like she, if you had met her, she was so two faced. Like she would literally say, like, oh yeah, like she would be nice to you and talk smack behind your back, literally in the same day. Like
See,
it,
this
Oh,
sounds for people that don't
one
deserve
of
to
them
be in
bitches.
management positions.
yeah,
It's You're just asking for trouble, and your competition better off to have them to have her than you guys. Good riddance.
exactly. And the funnier thing is, I was able to get my department to run a lot better after she had left. Everything was like 100 times better. And I'm not just turning my own horn,
Business
like saying,
woman.
not saying that, not saying as in like she didn't do a good job or anything like that, but it's like she didn't know how to manage. She didn't know how to get people to fall in line. Not saying that other people can't fall in line and listen, but it's like you have to go through the
There's a way you do it.
yeah, there's a way that you need to do it, and if you aren't willing to do it and work with people, they're not going to work with you. So that
Right.
happened with me. Uh, any other questions that you have, Joseph?
Yes, actually. Okay. Um. So the next question or topic is, have you ever witnessed anything embarrassing either to yourself or to others?
Who wants to start on this one? I could start if you want. Um, something embarrassing that
You know what?
has.
Yeah, you start because you haven't started one yet. So yeah, you start.
Yeah. Okay. What do you mean I haven't started one? I started the one at the very beginning of the questions. Uh, either way.
No, I
Uh,
mean like starting the answers off. And
gotcha.
just to like an FYI to all the listeners and stuff like that, Ghost Spartan is currently using his phone audio, so if it sounds kind of funky, that's why.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I got called into work today.
He's calling in from beyond the grave.
Just
Yeah, no,
he's dead.
yeah, no, the graveyard shift too. Ha ha.
Haha!
Worst position ever, in my opinion. I
Um,
don't wish that
He,
I'm my worst enemy.
okay, so
Anyways,
very
so
embarrassing thing
I'm
that
gonna
has
reread the
happened.
question. So just in case if anybody knows, let me reread the question just in case if listeners forgot the question. It's how have you ever witnessed anything embarrassing to you or to others?
Embarrassing that witnessed to me or to others. There's a few. When I used to work at this location, which this location doesn't exist anymore. It's at Pack and Save. Uh, I know it was one of the few that was open, but ended up closing not too long ago. Uh, I had saw a customer. This is both embarrassing but also very upsetting. I had a customer who uh, we had this big ice display where we had kept our bags of ice at. somebody was walking in front of it and accidentally slipped and fell on their ass. And I ended up having to go out there and helping that person up. But the thing that
Is it
happened,
bad to laugh?
uh, you can laugh if you want. It happened not too long ago. Funny enough
No,
is
they
that
weren't hurt though, right?
nobody got hurt. Luckily.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that she was pushing her cart. Her cart ended up leaning back, like nose head facing forward, not forward, like to the ceiling. Just kept on
Oh.
moving and just moving and moving and moving
Oh,
until
so just like free flowing, just like whee.
yeah, and it stopped right in front of my manager's door. Like, well, the doorway to get up to the manager's room. And I saw that my manager was trying to get the door open and it was jammed, like because of the cart. So it was like,
Quick, the manager's locked in. Everyone make a run for the register.
another thing that was embarrassing. This was a situation that happened to me personally, and I know that everyone in retail has at least done this once or twice. Uh, Double check on whenever you're ringing somebody up and you're not accidentally charging the next person from the first person ahead of them. That sucks.
Yeah.
like, uh, I remember having, like, I first started learning how to be on the register. It was like my second week on the register. I fucked up on that so many times. I was afraid that they were going to get me off from the damn thing. Because like, oh, I rang this person up like $300 worth, and they only had like 100. And I was like, why was
Ooh.
and we are just having to deal with the whole entire thing. It sucked. So um anything that happened to you, Ghost Spartan?
I took a friend of mine to a massage parlor,
They massage you for
and
your money. I think that word is called a hooker.
yeah, and no, we thought it was a regular massage parlor because it had like 5 stars and it had great reviews and all that. And we were like, okay, we'll go get a massage. I never wanted a massage in the first place, but he was offering to pay because, well, I just fucking fell 5 times at my job and my back was completely hurting. And, well, I didn't want to go to doctors or anything, so I said, fuck it, I'll go with you. And I ended up getting a massage the regular way, but she tried to pull on the snake. And I did not know, and I freaked
I
out.
told you.
I know. I freaked out and ran out of the place with a towel wrapped around myself and jumped into my car. And, well, I left my clothes there and left the phone there. Luckily, my friend was there and stayed longer. He went and grabbed my clothes and my phone and brought them back to me. But I was so scared and embarrassed, I ran out of that store. Let alone it was snowing that day.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and we decided to park on the far side of where we are. And I always have a key in my car for emergency takeoff, just in case if I ever do something dumb, just so that I can get out of places quickly.
Now, here's a true question. Where do you store your keys in case, like for that situation? Did you store your keys inside your ass, or did you just have Adam on your hands the entire time?
He shut them right up Main Street.
I have a door never locks, so I can press it down and it will stay unlocked, but it'll look locked. So I can
No,
always hop in.
no. But what
My
I'm
keys are
asking, but what I was asking
no.
was,
I have a hundred keys in my car.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
They're
Okay.
inside my car. I'm not going to specify where, just in case if anyone ever figures out what car I drive and where I drive. Just because I don't want anyone stealing my car. Then again, I do have a few dead switches in my car too. Nowadays.
What fun.
Oh yeah, I was just completely fucking embarrassed. Okay, Lane, you got any terrible stories or
It would
Joseph's
embarrassing
be,
up
ones?
next.
it would be Joseph
I
next.
got plenty, but I think I could take up a good portion of this.
It would be Joseph who
Oh
would be
yeah,
next.
yeah. Right now I'm trying to figure out how the hell I managed to make my voice meter go into full screen, but I can deal with that out later. Um, so I went to a friend's house,
You have
and
friends.
we were having.
I know, right?
Shut up.
Yeah, holy crap. I
So
thought it was you,
I
yourself,
went.
and I.
Will you, motherfuckers? I didn't interrupt you on yours.
Yeah, you did.
So
Yeah, you did.
no, I didn't.
You did with your technical difficulties.
You
Right.
love you, WRB.
Anyways, real
So
talk, Joseph.
basically, so I went over to my friends, and it was a Sunday, and we were having Sundays on Sunday. It was called Sunday Sunday.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
So football.
Yeah. So he bought the what? No. So he bought the aerosol can whipped cream,
Yes.
Yeah.
the one that's in the can. He bought like
Yes.
3 of those. All right. Where do you think he put those?
Up his
Up
ass.
your ass. 2 actually different answers. Holy crap.
So
They're similar
most
answers,
people will
just two
put them.
different
Hold
ways.
on.
Just 2 different places.
He would usually put them in just the fridge, right? Well, he
Yeah.
put them in the freezer.
Oh no.
So
I can already see where this is
we're
Was there a
going.
sitting
big
there and
boom?
hold on. We were sitting there and we were just chilling, hanging out, having a beer, and then all we heard was a what was that? And he goes, I don't know. And then we heard it again. We're like, what the hell is that? And then one last time we heard another, and it was louder, and we're like, what the hell is that? And he sat there for a minute, thought to himself, and he goes, wait a minute. Oh shit. So he runs and gets up and he goes and opens the freezer door. And all I hear from the kitchen is, oh my God, it's fucking everywhere.
That can be
It
taken
got
out of.
all
whipped
over the
cream.
place. It's on the walls, it's on the floor.
No offense.
There was whipped cream from the ceiling of the fridge, of the freezer, to the bottom floor of the freezer. There was meat in there covered in whipped cream.
Hey, you don't gotta be talking about David's story again. We already heard it.
Oh my God.
Now, since that you said that it was everywhere, that could be taken out of context and just be like, "Oh dear God, it's everywhere," and people could just be like, "Oh yeah," it could just be, "Oh yeah, it's whipped cream," or whipped cream could be switched over to being, "Hey, look, it's jizz."
Exactly.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's just
no.
when he goes, it's the cream is all over the meat. When he said that specifically, I was like, I had to make the joke.
Oh yeah, no.
It's cream
There,
all over the meat.
It's everywhere. My God, it's everywhere. Someone call the Navy.
Yeah, it was just everywhere. Everywhere.
That's hilarious.
Is that it? Is there anything else? There must be more.
Yeah, that was the most embarrassing part.
How long did it take to clean that up?
A long time.
The entire rest of the evening was spent cleaning whipped cream out of a
sat
freezer.
there and looked at him, at his friend while he cleaned it up, and that's why it took so long.
Well,
That is funny.
and the moral of the story is don't put whipped cream inside the freezers because they'll explode.
Specifically pressurized ones. Pressurized
Yes.
ones. Don't put anything pressurized in the freezer. Bad idea.
Soda pressurized?
Yeah.
Dead. Anyways, the
What?
next person to answer the question, Lane.
Hi.
Lane, how do you
So-
feel?
I feel
That's
great.
great. Now let's skip and talk not about Lane anymore. No, I'm joking. Lane.
Lane is dead. This is his clone here.
Lane is dead to us. Lane 2.
Yeah.
Now you are the best Lane. You're Lane Prime.
Victory.
What the fuck happened to the regular lane?
Oh, he
Dude, those
died.
questions you don't want to
Anyways,
answer
Lane
to.
Prime.
And
Alternate
I just like that he
dimension
died.
Lane. Alternate
In
dimension
terms
Lane.
of funny, embarrassing stories, I have one. So I used
What
to do
happened to
drama.
him? It died.
I used to do drama in high school and elementary school.
You
In one
used to do
show,
drama?
one of the shows I did in high school, I did. I was in all the drama. We were
He
doing
was
this.
the drama.
I really was a drama. Hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But in high school, we did the theorized telling of Diary of Anne Frank, and I got to play
did?
Peter Van Dam. Van Dam, I think was his last.
Van Dyke.
Van Dyke.
And no, anyways, I played Peter. Thing is, Peter's room was basically like a hole in the wall. So the set was built,
In the
and
hole in the wall.
my room, yeah, my room was effectively the center stage in the back, and I had to like pop in and out of it at various points, sometimes in the background, sometimes to be in the scenes. There's only one problem. Now, I'm not the tallest guy out there, but I'm taller-ish. I'm on the taller side. I'm
You're
like
shorter than
5'9"
me.
and a half, almost 5'10".
You're
Fuck
shorter
off.
than me.
Fucking giant.
And you're
So
shorter
I'm
than
about
Joseph.
5'9" and a half. I'm about 5'9" and a half. This set that's supposed to be my room was no more than 5'5" in terms of height off the ground.
Let's see, at a crouch.
Well, that's the problem. It was not only like my entire head. It was shorter than my head. It was like mid neck for where I stood at.
so you had
It
to get on.
also was built in an L shape, so I couldn't just walk in very well. I had to look like the crooked man from the old freaking old fairy tale nursery rhymes back in the day. I had to like crouch, half lean forward, and crook my neck to the side to go in. And it was I had so many back problems doing that show. Now picture this, and also picture the fact that in the middle, when we go to intermission, we do a scene and the whole stage cuts to black, and we have to run as fast as we can off stage. And the closest part to get backstage was Peter's room. And there's like 12 of us on stage that has to run through that small room and maneuver through that little small L shape to the back to get to the green room. And me, I happen to be the last one out on this particular show. And it's pitch black. I'm running to get out as fast as I can, and I didn't time my steps right. And as I get to my room,
You face planted
I
to the
smack
wall.
my face. I face planted into the wall and I fell on my ass. And all you hear in the stage is it's deadly quiet, and people are starting to die. Like the applause was stopping as I did this, so it was starting to get real quiet, and you just hear a loud ass thud, and me go fuck, and everyone just hears Peter's character just hit the freaking stage and curse out loud, and then quickly cuddles his way backstage as I'm like holding my head because I had a huge ass red welt on my face. Yeah, and that was opening night.
Hey, did that bruise up? Out of
Not
curiosity.
really. I put some we got some ice and iced it up so it didn't welt too bad and the swelling
and
went down.
and you
But
probably also
oh,
had
my
some
head was
makeup on your face.
I did have some stage makeup. Yeah, we had to reapply that real quick.
Well, that's at least good.
I could just
Yeah,
imagine.
thank God intermission was like half an hour.
I could kind of imagine them being like, "You look wonderful, darling. You look wonderful.
It's just a little well. Just
you,
don't worry about it.
don't worry about it, darling. You look wonderful. He's going to die." What was that? It's like
He's got a lot of blood.
he's going to die. He's lost a lot of blood. What was
He's
that last
lost a
part?
lot of blood. He's going to die.
It's like
He will
Edna. What
never
are you
outlive
talking
the
about?
shame.
Edna from The Incredibles. What are you talking about?
All right.
Don't worry, darling. It's fine. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah, that's
die.
probably one of my more memorable moments from that play is just smacking my face. Like, cause it wasn't just my forehead, it was my entire face hitting the fucking stage. Cause it was also two-tiered, so yeah. Probably one of my more
Ouch.
embarrassing moments I can think of off the top of my head.
That.
Okay, so
Try cracking your
Logan.
head open. Sorry.
I've done that twice.
Yeah, same.
All right, so so the next topic I have here is: have you ever been in a car accident? If so, how bad was it and what happened?
I got one.
You opened a wound that should not ever be opened again, my friend.
Yeah.
So I think,
Okay,
all
okay.
four of us. I think all four of us has a really good tale to tell on this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for the record, I've been in a few car accidents over the years. Not all of them based off from me, but I have, let's just say in the span of like say in 3 months and 1 year, I had literally got into like say a few car accidents. And it sucked. So I was like, okay, I was
Plot twist: Logan's a bad driver.
plot twist. I'm actually a great driver. Uh, okay, so
Your accident profile beg to differ.
well, my
Yeah,
track
I kind
record.
of agree with Lane on that.
Well, that doesn't say based off of my insurance because apparently on my insurance, most of the accidents that I've been in were not my fault. So, yeah. Anyways, uh, my first official accident that I was in, I was going to work to Pack and Save. It was like around. It was in December. It was probably 2 weeks before Christmas. This was before that my store ended up getting shut down. The store that I was working at before I got transferred over to Avon's. My first accident that I was in, I was driving to work. Uh, I was leaving ahead in time. Like, I left like an hour and a half early just to be on the safe side so I could beat traffic and making sure that I made it to work on time. Even though that I lived like, say, 30 minutes away from the store, I wanted to be safe than sorry. I'm very, very, very cautious on wanting to get to work. Uh, I was barely leaving home. I was barely passing the mailboxes that are close to my house. I had the right of way. Somebody decided to not even pay attention, drove out because it was a one-way stop. Like, there was, like, say, I had the right of way. There was two stop signs on my right hand, like, left and right hand side. So, I was on the right of way. Somebody stopped. He was an older gentleman. Ended up driving, wasn't paying attention. He was saying that he didn't want to hit somebody, even though that he was stopped at a stop sign. He wasn't going to hit anybody. He literally drove in front of me. I was trying to stop and hit his tail.
And hit you.
And yeah, it like he drove right in front of me. I tried moving out of the way. Uh, barely grazed like the rear, like the driver's side rear bumper. Didn't even do any damage to his car. I wasn't even going that fast. Yet my whole entire front end bumper was ripped off. And that was very mild in comparison to my second car accident that I was in.
Lane or David, what do you guys got?
I'll save mine for
I-
last.
Yeah, mine was I've never been really in a car accident other than when I've been the passenger. Both times were not either of my family's fault. My mom's never been in a car accident till that one happened. And we were driving from San Jose back to our house, and the lights getting onto the freeway always are red. And this person drifts around the corner and hits my mom's truck in the back end. And then 2 weeks later, we're going through a gas station car wash, which Joseph and Norm,
Yes.
you know where the packing station. You know on the other side where the Jack in the Box of the freeway is.
Yes.
You know that little gas station? That's where she took out the whole entire washer with her truck.
Yeah.
Jeez. Goodbye building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
that
whole entire building was shut down for months, and my mom got banned from there.
I would imagine.
And then my grandmother, who's never been in a car accident, decides to help my uncle in moving from his house to another house. So she goes and says, "Hey guys, are you guys hungry? I'm gonna go buy Subway for everybody." And as we're driving to the Subway, this guy backs into us at full speed. I want to say he was going like 30 and just crushed the whole entire side of the passenger side.
Jeez.
The window to the front and the back and part of the front windshield was all crushed. I don't know how he broke the front windshield, but he did enough damage with his car from hitting that side. And I was seen in that one at that side. It completely fucked up
Damn.
the door. But I've never been in an accident with another person. I've only had the slip and slide one time on black ice traveling to go visit a friend at work. He was asking me to come and pick up stuff. So I went and did that. And I slipped in my car, literally slid into the parking lot of my work. And it like bounced off a curb and just slid in. And it was the funniest thing ever. Because I could have never have drifted like that in my life.
Hmm.
Okay, those are my stories. I have to go in right now. I will hopefully join another stream of yours.
yeah.
Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.
See you, David.
Later.
See, David, if you want to come back on again sometime, we'll be more than welcome.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
I like how we went echoey all of a sudden.
Echo.
So, Lane, do you want to share yours first before I go to mine?
Oh no, I want mine last. Mine's hilarious.
So, this happened back in 2016, almost 2017. Back in 2016, it was during November. my mom had came and picked me up from school after she got off work, and we got onto the 99. It had been raining and stuff like that, and we got like halfway to the next town over, and it was bumper to bumper stop and go traffic. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to music on my phone. I'm just vibing out, and all I hear is my mom go, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, a loud bang, and the entire car had jolted forward
Oh, I
and
think
to
I know
the
the story.
side. And I'm like, and I was sitting there, and my phone had flown out of my hands because I didn't really have a hold of it very well. And I went forward, but I knew if I kept going forward, I was going to hit the dash and it was going to cause the airbag to deploy. And so it was going to smack me in the face and I'm going to shoot back. So I shot myself back, and I ended up breaking the chair that was in the car. Like, I snapped it off the track and everything. And then I'm sitting there and I'm pissed. Like, I'm like sitting there yelling, and this person comes up to the side of the door and says, "Are you okay?" And I'm looking at them with a murderous look in my face. And they got scared because of how mad I looked. They were like, "It's not me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me." I get out of the car, I open the door, and then I slam the door shut. But I slammed it so hard, I shattered the window.
Insurance isn't gonna like that.
No, I walked to the back of the car, and the entire rear end of my mom's SUV. It was a 2008 or 2010 Toyota Highlander. The whole rear end was just crumpled in, and the undercarriage was twisted.
Was this your first car, or was
And
this just your mom's car?
This was my mom's car. I was the passenger in this one.
Okay.
I've never been in an accident where I'm the one driving. Never. Knock on wood. So I look at the back end of the car. It's all twisted. The whole back end is just scrunched up. And my mom's sitting there freaking the hell out, going, "Oh my God, I have my wedding in 2 weeks and blah, blah, blah." And I looked at my mom and I'm like, "Why are you freaking out about your wedding? How are we going to get home?" And I didn't even bother to look at the other guy's car yet. So, at some point I'll actually send the videos into the chat, and or not the video, the pictures into the chat, and you guys will actually see the damage. His car was so fucked up after this. You can see the radiator.
Oh God.
The entire front. Okay, it's a little Honda Civic, and you know how long the Honda Civic front ends are?
Yeah.
The old school style ones.
Yeah.
The
Imagine that. Imagine that, but so scrunched up that it's almost up against the windshield.
How fast was he fucking going?
He was going 75 when he hit us.
And you guys were at a complete stop, right?
We were at a complete stop. So I get out of the car, or not, I get out of the car. I looked at his car. He's still in the car. I walked over to him, to his car door, and went to open the door. And you have to imagine, like, when a car gets into an accident like that, some of the stuff is like busted. So when I pulled the door open, the door fell off.
That sounds about right.
I threw the door down and grabbed the guy out and threw him to the ground. This guy had no scratches on him, no bruises on him. He was alive, thankfully.
So you kick his
Yeah.
ass later.
He should not have been alive, mind you.
No, if that car is in that
He,
total state, somehow he's alive. Like that's like
yeah,
literal somehow he's alive.
somehow he's alive. So the ambulances come and they loaded him up into the ambulance because he was acting like, oh my back, oh my back. This dude had no insurance, no driver's license, was an illegal immigrant, and everything. And I'm like, Mom, his insurance company's not going to do anything. She's like, what are we going to get from his insurance company? A bunch of chickens? And I'm like, I mean, we can make chicken. We can make chicken nuggets.
Mixing the soup.
And so, we got in. They put him into the ambulance, and then they decided that it was a good idea to put me in the ambulance with him.
Oh no! And Joseph
I
has a
looked
temper,
at-
for those who don't know.
And I looked at the CHP officer that I actually knew. I knew the CHP officer that was right there because my mom and him worked together. I looked at the CHP officer and I said, he's not going to make it to the hospital. And he's like, what? And I looked at the CHP officer and I told him that if he is in the same thing as me, he is not going to make it to the hospital because I'm going to kill him. And so the CHP officer goes, I'm going to take you and put you in a different ambulance.
Let's be safe for this time. This is a threat against another man's life, regardless of reason. I can't have blood on my hands right now.
He's like, I understand you're mad, but just for my sake, I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro
yeah.
gamer move.
But after that, my mom ended up getting a rental car. It was like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, I believe it was. Damn thing had no power whatsoever.
What a downgrade.
Right? All right, Lane, your turn. What was yours?
So what do you get when you take a bunch of kids, one parked car, and a parked Mustang?
Somehow the Mustang gets flipped over on its side.
No, it was close.
Taco Bell.
So we were at my Aunt Kareen's house, and I was staying the weekend with my dad, my biological father. And we were kids, we were bored out of our minds, so they told us, go play outside. So it's fuck it, why not? And we're playing, we're screwing around. I'm like 6, maybe 7 years old. And so we all pile into this. It was like a old Honda Civic, like kind of like your car, like one of the older ones from like the 90s. Not a classic, but like a 90s one, if I remember correctly. And my dad had his Mustang parked on across the street, and we were in the suburbs. And it's like right in front of the driveway on this side of the street. So we're playing. Eventually, we just decided to get in the car and start screwing around like we're going on a road trip, like, Full House style. It's a reference for the young kids that don't know what Full House is. It's a show about a family. Anyways,
Full
so
House or Fuller House?
The original Full House.
Or
Because
Full
it's still been on reruns. Or Fullest House, Namador. So you got my cousins. It's like 12, like 10 of us in the car. And Mitch,
How about Empty House?
How about
How
No
about-
House?
Ramshackle Hack.
How about Roundhouse?
So we're sitting in there, and I can't sit still. Joseph, you know this, and Logan, you know this. I can't sit still. It's physically impossible. And this is before I was
Roadhouse.
medicated.
Roadhouse.
So I really can't sit still. So I'm climbing from the front to the back. I'm sitting in my older cousin's laps because I'm still a little kid. And at one point, I just sit in.
Did you hit the
What?
gear shift and put it into neutral?
So the kids were messing with the gear shift, but I think they didn't mess with it. It was still in neutral. I can't remember. This is a long time ago. This is like almost 20 years ago. I want to say it was left in neutral. They didn't mess with the gear shift. but the emergency brake was up because the brakes weren't very good. And I sit down right in the middle console, effectively right on the emergency brake. And all of a sudden, we notice we're rolling. We're rolling down the driveway.
Rolling.
Yeah. And all of us, all me, my cousins, my sisters, we look at each other like, fucking bail. And we all, like, freaking Mission Impossible, all dive out of the car onto the lawn. Because it's a rolling car. No one thought to pull the emergency brake again, or to hit the brakes on the pedals. No, we just said, fuck it. We bounced out of the freaking car and on both sides of the lawn. And then as I look up, I just see my aunt's Honda pick up speed and roll. And then mind you, this is in Modesto, so the driveways are like a good like incline. And you just see this for any neighbors watching. Just see this Honda Civic just go boom and smash. I don't even think it was my dad's Mustang. Now that I think about it, I just remember it being a Mustang. I don't think my dad had his Mustang yet. I think it was a neighbor's Mustang, and it was a nice one too for the time, newer. And it smacks into the front of it, and you just hear a loud crunching metal. Car alarms go off, and all of me and my cousins look at each other like, "Oh shit, we're in fucking trouble." And I'm only 7, but I remember sitting on the emergency brake. No one else knows really what happened, but I'm only 7 years old, and I panic. I run right into the house as all the adults are coming out, and I'm 7. I just throw myself into timeout, and I'm bawling my eyes out because I know I'm in deep shit. Because now,
Yeah,
the cops are coming over, insurance is getting called, parents are trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Why were these kids partying in a car like it's 1989 with no adult supervision?
yeah, no, I think that everyone here would probably do the exact same thing. Probably except for Joseph. He'll probably own up
No,
to his
just will be taking
mistakes.
pictures. Oh, I did. My dad eventually came to me to try to calm me down because I was hysterically crying. And when I told him what I did and how I know I'm going to be grounded for the rest of my life, he actually said I was fine. It was an accident and I wasn't in trouble. Just don't play in the car anymore. But I was still hysterically terrified of what would happen.
Oh, dude, you would be terrified no matter if that was
Yeah.
even now.
Oh yeah. And one of my cousins did get hurt, but I don't think it was major because I think they just bandaged it up and it was fine after like a few days. Because
Kind of a similar thing.
we're diving out of a moving vehicle, so
Yeah, kind of a similar thing happened to me with my old Corolla that I had. It was a 1988 Toyota Corolla, and we just changed the brake fluid and the brakes and all that on it. So my mom was all like, "All right, go ahead and back it up and go and park it over there." I'm like, "All right, yeah, cool." So I go and back it up, and I get it into a position to, go forward. I go forward, and I get to the stop sign. Well, I go to hit the brake, and I'm like, um, my brake's not work. My brake's not working. My brake's not working.
oh shit, oh fuck, oh
So
shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
so what a lot of people don't know, and I'm gonna kind of address this now. When you change brake fluid or brakes on a car, always bleed the brakes back, because if you don't, they do not work.
Yeah.
God damn it, you guys are messed up again.
But yeah, that was my car crash. That was the only car crash I can recall ever being in. Was that one. My mom's been in a few wrecks, and one of which is because she was flipping someone
Okay,
off
there
in
you
the
go.
KFC drive-through. But that's another story for another day.
But yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, I was yelling out the window, the brakes don't work! The brakes don't work! And my mom's like, pull the emergency brake! So I yanked the emergency brake, and then the whole car just went. Yeah, Lane, that's the same car that I ripped the steering wheel out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wait, was this the same car that you drove when you were in high school? Or was this a different vehicle?
When I was in high school, the one I drove in high school was my green Pontiac Grand Prix. That was my first car.
Oh god, you drove a Pontiac?
Yeah, I had a Pontiac. I had a
He had that in it.
1994 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Now, people who are listening to this, Joseph was the one out of both me and him, because if this is okay for me to say this, Lane doesn't have a driver's license.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, yeah, no, okay. Lane
No.
doesn't have a driver's license, so out of between both me and Joseph, Joseph was the first one to get the driver's license. He got it when he was in high school. I got
Yeah.
mine while I was in college.
I'm almost 25 and I don't have my license because I may be higher functioning, but I'm mentally retarded.
Aren't we all?
Well, he admitted it here, folks.
I did.
Aren't we all?
I have Tourette syndrome and a few other things, so I just can't focus on the road. I am like I mean like I said, I got into a car crash at 7 years old. You don't want me on the driving down the road, so trust me. I will zone out and I will run over your grandma and then your grandson.
Yeah, for me, the only thing that I have is that I'm just dyslexic. So, me being dyslexic, I can't read signs for shit. I probably shouldn't be driving. I can't find directions.
That's what Google's for. God
What?
help us if the EMP blast hits their satellites.
I thought it was called Al Goog.
EMP blast of satellites?
It's a topic for another day.
I thought it was pronounced Al Gogo.
No, it's Al Google.
Goodness.
Al Gogo. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to our podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes. Anywhere that you could probably listen to a podcast, we're on it. I'm your host, Logan, or
When did you go to Apple?
since I first started.
He went to the orchards and picked an apple.
Since I first uploaded it. It's on iTunes.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know
And
that.
you're the co-host. How for shame.
For shame on
He
this
never told me.
co-host! I think I need a new co-host, Lane. You are now hired. Joseph, you're fired. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyways, you can find me on YouTube. I'm Commander Norm on YouTube, and eventually one of these days on Twitch. You can find Joseph. Where are you at, Joseph? Joseph.
Hang on.
He's dead. I have
Okay,
killed him for
skipping
the host
Joseph.
position.
My new co-host Lane. Where can we find you at, Lane?
Woo! You can find me on YouTube, on
Hang
Twitch,
on.
on the off times that I stream, Extinction Empire, twitch.com, and YouTube, same channel name, Extinction Empire, and on Twitter, or X.
Oh. And if you are here and I on episode 1 of the podcast, I mentioned that my YouTube name was Slaughter Gamer. I changed it to Reaper Gaming 247. So now it is Reaper Gaming 247 on YouTube. And that's all I'm on right now. I haven't been on Twitch in a while, so I need to kind of revamp my Twitch.
Alrighty. We're going. Any other things that we're going to be doing once eventually we start getting a bit of a routine on here? You might see us more on YouTube and also everywhere else. If you have any ideas what we should probably talk about, leave a comment down below on the YouTube channel aspect for the podcast, and we'll probably try and figure it out. We'll take your recommendations. Hope you guys have a good day.
Delicious.
Bye.
Bye-bye.